All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a wonderful evening. If you've been watching here, it's been 5 months now of 2024. If you've been watching here, wow, 2024, sorry about that. We have been doing live watch list on Thursday. It has been an absolute blast. We are going to go over what happened today. We're going to talk about the plays. We're going to have our questions and... I don't know, man. You guys brought it out of me. Y'all have been a part of it. We also have an economic lesson. So, 2 things before we get into it. Actually, 3. Number 1, it is going to be live here. So, if you are used to the recorded watch list, I'm sorry. You're going to have to bear with me on it because, well, you're going to have to deal with the chat, baby. And, you know, it's going to be a lot different, but it's been good. And y'all even showing me feedback in the comments, too. So, God bless you and thank you for that as well. So, that's the first part. The second part. We are live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. Drop your thumbs up on the video, all that good stuff. Make sure you're subscribed. But for real, man, we are live, literally, like 30 minutes. Everything is live. And honestly, now with how we're doing the watch list, you're going to get a lot out of it. And then the final thing. This is what I want to show you guys because we are going to go over an economic lesson today. And if you actually go to this channel right now that you are watching, I am putting all of it. Whoa. What's this? What's this? Oh, whoa, this is an old video. I'm sorry. I'm getting distracted. But econ lessons. 2024, man, okay? And all of these ones, it's going to be in order, and it's crazy because after this lesson, bro, we're like almost a few chapters in, and like I told you guys, we are going to be able to build off of this a lot. So I'm very excited about all of it. We're going to get into all of that. I appreciate all of you being here. And now... before we do anything else, see, this is what I'm saying. The people watching the recap, they don't know. If they're used to the live, they know what's going on, man. They know what's going on. What's going on, Chatadonia? Good evening, baby. What up, Energy? Ansel, Noah, Team, Ray, baby. What up? Oh, there you go. The chat's picking up Malcolm, Ansel, Cody, Marcus Hanlon, baby, Javier, Most Dope Andy, Mayhem, Devlin, Gus Gonzalez, Braxton, oh, El Chapato, Me Nacho Pac-Man, F-Key user, Ian Long in the house, baby. What's up, man? Good evening. What up, Dark? What up, Doc Illa? Oh, my man. What up, Skimmy? What up? It's me here. It's me, Joe. Is that the I'm Joe. Hey, what up, Roy? Oh, you have a member badge on this channel. I know. They try to stop the members. They can't. What's going on? How are you? Good evening. Oh, man. What up, Ty B? What up, Michael Knight? Michael Knight. I don't know if I did it good. What's going on, Lil Candy? Monica. Yeah, she has a badge too. And Noah, can you believe it? I can. Locked in, baby. I hope you guys are. So let's get into it, man. Hit that like button, man. Give yourself a hug. You know what I'm saying? If you go ahead, you want to like the video, bro, then breathe in real deep. Get a woo-saw. You know what I'm saying? Relax a little bit, and I hope you're ready. And hopefully by the end of this, maybe we could get some trades in. Yeah, the title, baby. The title. I ain't playing with you, man. Let's see what we got. But let's talk about what happened today. I could get into the first key, and I do want to look at the chart, but it's in the keys, man. Why did we go down today? AI. I thought AI to the moon. And I thought Papa Jensen, Ben Jensen for Fed chair, Jensen for president. They were trying to nominate him. I don't know. Why did we go down today, man? Today was actually very wild. Why? Because I have the reason there in writing for you, but look at this, man. You literally hit an all-time high. You gapped up. It was a new high on every single index. And then literally within minutes, seconds even, all you did was dump all day. And even though it was lower volume, it was a little higher compared to the last couple of weeks. Even with all of that, you had the biggest move you've had in 2 weeks. And it was absolutely massive. It was about almost 80 points, almost 100-point range on the day. And the reason is there's a couple. And the first one, and I think a lot of people, unless you have seen this happen, you didn't really believe it, man. I don't think they believed it unless you've seen it. And some of you, if you have been watching the Nvidia earnings, if you have been watching the market a lot of times, bro, everybody was selling everything so that they could buy Nvidia. A lot of people had a difficult time accepting this, and it is true. Literally, that was the first part of the day. It wasn't as if today was a major sell-off, but you literally only had a few dominant winners. It was literally what you go through on a lot of earnings, but what's the difference? This is one of the biggest stocks in the world that is leading the biggest, newest, hottest trend on Wall Street, and that is AI, not Ozempic, okay? So don't forget that. But that's number one. And that's kind of why we had this wild reaction today. But then you got it, baby. Somebody already, Donnie, he threw it in there, baby. Literally, the data was also hot in the morning, and this had a negative effect. This is what made today so weird, because it was one part responding to the Nvidias of the world and dealing with literally, I think it was only like 10 names, and all the 10 names on the NASDAQ that were up, 7 of them were related. Cadence Designs, Ansys, Marvel, all of the ones that were closely related to Nvidia, except for SMCI, believe it or not. But that opened up 11 and then sold off. But it was hard to read today because the data in the morning, and this is how you could tell, look at that, it murdered the bonds. And the PMI data came in hot. And I was talking about this yesterday because the S&P PMI doesn't really move us. The ISM, those are the ones that really get the bond market moving. They have a really high correlation with bond yields. The S&P Global PMIs, it's a private company. It doesn't really move us that much, believe it or not. But today, just like the minutes yesterday, good data was perceived as hawkish, and it had a big hit. But this is where I'm saying, like, part of it, you could have watched everything else sell off in Nvidia hold up, but like there was a big divergence. I don't know if I got to pull up the extended hours, but like the bonds were leading all the way down before the market did, and that bonds started because of the data. So you did have bad data today, and the data was bad because it was strong, and that got people worrying about the economic effects and all of that good stuff. But it was definitely a two-pronged approach that left people asking, why are we down, but we were still up. But today was a bigger range. So that was very interesting. But now, all in all, man, moving forward, I got a couple of crazy things that I should have told you in the beginning, actually. Oh, I didn't even give you a disclaimer. This watch list is going to get nuts. Oh, I didn't even tell you guys. My bad. Well, forgive me later, and I love you. I guess easier to ask for forgiveness. But still, man, it's going to be a nutty watch list, bro. And you'll see. And this could kind of lead us into it. But, like, bro, big punts up until we get big data. I was even thinking about taking tomorrow off. I think I'm going to be there. We're going to find out. But here's the deal. You got to look around right now. I said this yesterday, but, like, yo, it's actually, like, there right now. You literally are watching all of these election trades heat up. Do you guys realize that? I don't know if y'all feel me, man. I don't know if y'all feel me. Literally, you are getting weed, Altria, Newports, Ethereum approval, uranium, and government funding for energy and all of this stuff, the solar, and there's the government realm and people trying to bring it into the AI. You have the chips, and they're getting factories. That was like a month ago. And then you have tariffs. Come on, with everything that we are reading, bro. You know what I'm saying? No, not Mo Weed. M-O and then weed separately. Nah, that's a good catch, though. But do you get what I'm saying? Dude, this is that fiscal impulse, homie. This is what people have been talking about leading into an election. I don't know if you've realized it. It's right in front of you. You are watching all of these events. It is having effects on certain stocks. We may see it follow through or not, but like, yo, this is happening right now. So this is a very big deal, and it's going to lead into to one of the plays that I'm going to show you guys here. So that's why I said it's going to get crazy. But that being said, oh wait, I gotta scroll down. Let us get into the plays. Oh, I forgot. I'm too excited. So one, I have plays I'm gonna go over right now. Excuse me, and we'll see. I had a couple of plays that I made here today that I will show you, but here is the deal. Airbnb, I'm still waiting on this one. I don't know. I'm not gonna force it. I was just telling you around that range. I still haven't made that play yet, but this is something that I'm watching. But honestly, I'm too excited now. I'm skipping ahead. I only have 2 plays for today. Are you ready? Here's play number 2, man. I have a crazy idea for you. This is what I'm saying. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be wild. I should have talked longer, you know that, so that it could get lost in the sauce. You know, I don't know if they'll make, this one's crazy, bro. Do you read this? Read, I have a crazy idea. And I'm not convinced on it just yet, but it is my job and my duty to bring you an idea. Do you know that? I don't know why some people, my job is to get you ideas, bro. I'll pass the ball. You got to score it. Yes, the Zaza, but like, this is a crazy idea and play, but like, think about this right now. If the politics keep pulling, no matter what anybody says, I know there's theory, there's belief. Oh, yeah, we're apolitical. We're this, we're not this, we're this. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. Dude, there's a high likelihood. I don't know. Not a high likelihood, but the rumor is there, bro. You might get your rate cut. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't know if I believe this yet, but it is a good idea. It's a good idea, but not good in the sense that it's going to work. Does that make, are you following? Not end of the year, before the election. That's it. I mean, at this point, and why do I say that? I have evidence. I have evidence that brings this up. You got to think about it. Something just happened. Yes, what this play is insinuating is that Powell will get pressured. But why? Why would I say that? Why right now? Why would we bring, again, I'm telling you, all of the other things that you have going on, not that Powell hates Trump. No. You don't have to use Project Veritas to come to this conclusion. So that's the best part about this. I think it's quite logical. It would be to appease, but why? You got to think about it. Something just happened. It just happened that gives this more credence. We made money on it this week. They cannot cut. It doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying. I think there's more of a if the politic plays keep politicking, it ends with rate cuts. That is the final boss. That is the warrior. Nope, not gold. Not GME. Yep, you got it. Ethereum. Do you guys not realize Ethereum was not supposed to be approved for an ETF that fast? You want to know how I know? Because on Monday, we discovered the odds went from 20% to 75%. And today, the first ETF approval happened. So that's where I'm making this assumption, is that one after the next, you just went from declassification to now an appeasement in a voter sense to go for crypto on something that was a very low likelihood, and now it is a reality. So therefore, what this idea, and I'm not the only one saying this, I do think you may, this is putting on the pressure of the politics, but it's for real. If this keeps going, I mean, and we keep seeing this more and more, the test of if the Fed is apolitical or not, it's going to end with this. And it's going to end with a rate cut or not. And at the same time, if they really need something good and that pressure is really going to be big and real, kind of just like, again, the SEC, Ethereum, ETF. I've held Ethereum since the day Ethereum was released. And it took this long, and imagine the Bitcoin and how long it took for all that. But now you're telling me it's done, ready to go. So if that's the case and that pressure really does have pull, it does. I mean, I do think one type of election play, this is your black swan election play is what I'm trying to tell you. And by black swan, I mean unexpected. It doesn't mean it crashes you, but in the sense of like, yeah, you could go follow the Fed and yeah, we're waiting for data dependent employment. Yeah, cool, whatever. But nah, you do have to start considering there may be a political influence on the Fed. And I'm not saying there is, there shouldn't be. However, if that we're going to find out. And unfortunately, this is something we have to think about. And we're already watching a couple dominoes fall. So, yeah, man, I don't know. You tell me. That's the only play I have. Like I said, this watch list is going to get crazy. Oh, man, there always has been, yeah, but we've always kind of ignored it. And we kind of try to play the game of, yeah, in theory, but at the end of the day, if that pressure caves, it ends with a rate cut, is what I'm telling you. If it doesn't, then there you go. Powell will just wait till after the election because it's one day later. So, but otherwise, there is an element here. And like I'm saying, I wouldn't bet all my money. I don't even have a play on this. I have no position on this. That's the beauty. I have zero play. I do not profit or lose money by telling you this. I am just simply, I'm thinking about this now, and I have to after what just happened today and what we have literally just watched in the last 2 weeks in terms of industries and big changes. And again, that fiscal impulse 12 months, 18 months ahead of an election. I mean, this kind of falls in that theory. So, Chad, I hope you enjoy it. Some people may not like it or not, but the whole point is, I hope I could just get you thinking. You know what I'm saying? Just get you thinking about some things, man. That's all. Yes, thought-provoking indeed, man. I agree, and that's what it should do. I really like that's what it may be provocative, but I just want it. You should think about it, and I'm not. The beauty about this is it's something that you can monitor. So, and that's what I want. That is my goal, is to have a realm. And again, if things do play out a certain way, you don't have to scramble to come up with an idea when, we have checkpoints and we could see where things end up. So it may happen, it may not, but it's definitely the broader element. I would watch for some of the other broader plays. And that's the thing. Maybe this doesn't end with rate cuts, but like we're saying, just on everything else, there's a lot of events, and whether we like it or not, there is a fiscal impulse ahead of the election, and low key, it's happening right in front of us. So we will see what that materializes into. But now I have plays that I made today. So before we go into anything else, see, I just went crazy on that one. But I did make a couple of plays. I sold out of my MNQ pre-market. I did know that we were going to sell off today. That's why I sold pre-market. I had the inkling that literally this shit. I was like, yep, we're at 19,000 on the NASDAQ. This thing is ripping. I was like, it's going to have some level of dump at open because Nvidia does that. Nvidia does that every single time. Every time we have the gap up, everybody gets involved. So we had a good play. We bought the bottom yesterday on the MNQ. I had $600 on one of them, took profit. I even sold my MET. We knew the news was coming out, and I actually got a couple $100. Again, the METs were tiny, but sold out of that, took $260. I sold out of my Nvidia shares that I played afterwards. I got $500 in profit, and then I went on a is it a crusade? I don't know if it's a crusade, but I went for gold, and then I got clapped on it yesterday. It started to get down, but I like it. I like the prices now. This is where I think it's going to dance for a little bit. And the beauty, instead of going with like one big gold, I'm just using the small one. So then that way I could kind of play around a little bit. It's kind of decent, but I did 2 average down. So if you heard me make 2 plays today, I did 1 in the morning after I got out of some of these. Actually, I think you can see the order. Where is it? So I got out of the MNQ and literally, I'm telling you, pre-market, bro, I was out at 5:30 a.m. my time, and then I waited 18 minutes into the day. Ethereum was still up, but things were kind of dumping, and I didn't like the whole sell the news thing, so I got out of it. And then I grabbed the gold here at 23.53, and then I sold out of the MNQ. I was like, all right, maybe it could be time. I shot a little early, and I grabbed another MNQ. I wanted to buy the dip, and I'll explain a little bit more of that in a little bit. But grabbed that, sold out my Nvidia, and then I averaged on the gold, and then the NASDAQ kept dropping, and I grabbed one more, and that is what I'm holding. So and then again, we could trade these right now. Oh, gold is ripping there, so there you go. But yeah, I'm only down 190 on. Again, I made $600 on the Nazi. And then I was down on those plays. I'm down 190 since one was high, one was low. And then the gold kind of hurt. They were down. The gold's ripping right now. So maybe, damn it, I could have just bought some right there. But yeah, we'll see. If it comes down, that could be a good one. But my plan is to go through these. And honestly, if we get kind of overreactions more or less and low liquidity, I think smaller futures might be a little bit good. So I'm trying something with it, but at the same time, you got to be careful, and that's why I'm keeping all of them micro. But at the end of the day here, some of these moves, just contrarian, just buying the dip, selling the major rips, man, I think you could do good as long as you don't bet the farm. And then again, it might be like this for a couple of weeks till the data. So that's why I made those plays. And I've been liking the gold. It ran a little bit, and I think gold will pop. Again, it's one thing about the price it's at now, but I do think these gold are going to be moving when from what's it called? Gold is going to be moving with the next central bank action. And then the MNQ, I'm just going to sell those once those go green. Maybe we could sell them now. Who knows? Who knows? No, we have Monday off. There was Taiwan escalation this morning. They're doing like drills. They got mad and they did like 40 flyovers because Taiwan won an election. They elected a president. They used democracy, and China was not having that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Excuse me. Like, what you just do? Huh? You just democracy? Huh? You want to elect Taiwan? What does he stand for? He stand for freedom? See? And this is why I tell you guys, stop bullying people because they disagree with you with politics, okay? Yeah. I'm gonna start calling him Winnie the Pooh. We should start doing that. You know what I'm saying? We should nickname him. But that being said, don't let me get sidetracked. I get really excited on these lives. I don't know. Isn't it funny? I feel like I have a different personality when I record versus live. I love it. I love you guys. I love feeding off the energy, man. But that being said, maybe I'm just a schizo. What do you got for me, baby? You guys have any questions about anything that you just saw? Anything that you just saw? You let me know. What's up, baby? What's up, man? What do we got? What do you got? What do you got? Maybe you kill me. I hope not, man. Kill the flesh. Kill the flesh. You know what I'm saying? Amen. Amen. I'm still in the weed stocks. I'm getting murked on that, but it's going to, again, I don't have any doubt in these pandering plays. Again, I did hesitate that time. I told you when I bought it, I was like, I don't know. I don't like this price. And every time I get on a higher price, it's so much harder to profit versus the other ones. But that's it. I sold the MNQ in the morning. So, again, I told everybody when I was live, and then if you had the stream alerts, you got one. But I sold it at 5:30 a.m. So I sold it 30 minutes before I went live and an hour before the bell rang. I could have made a little bit more, but it was a pretty good sell. I did think there was a top. Just no matter what. That's just, and keep that in mind. It's not like I don't know anything special, but like I'm telling you, man, on some of these days, where you get a what's it called? Like you get a crazy earnings and like it feels like everything is good and like you're gapped up like 1%, 2%, you know what I'm saying? It's probably just gonna dump for no reason. It just does that. Like I don't know any other way to tell you it. Like it will. I thought it would bounce. That's why like I was buying the dip on some of these. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't always like dump like this. Like usually you'll sell off a fraction of it and then it could rip back up again, or it'll chill for the rest of the day. But like I wouldn't be like that. It shouldn't shock you when that happens. Do y'all feel me? Can anybody attest? Can I get a witness? You know what I'm saying? Because, like, it's there. Well, the solar pump has AI, and then it has government backing, or if we get any sort of, that final push of those stimulus plays. The ZQ, if you're not playing futures, no, you can't. Oh, Jay. So that's a great question, because I was going to talk about that one. I don't have it in writing, but I will tell you right now. Yeah, see, y'all can attest. I witness, baby. See? Amen. And here's the deal, bro, because I had this question. I was going to put it if this was like a written watch list or like a recorded one. Shy's the 2-year. It's not the same, but you would benefit off of it. But TLT, I get this question a lot, man, and I really hope oh, shit, man, I didn't mean to. I just timed you out for 24 hours. I was supposed to be for 5 minutes. I hope it changes that. My bad, man. You shouldn't have posted the rocket. I just instinct. My bad, bro. My bad, man. My bad. Yeah, but TLT, bro. I get asked this question of is it time? And is it gonna be good? Or like should we buy TLT? And I mean, here's the deal, bro. Like I don't know, man. Like y'all, I love y'all and I keep it real with you. And like if any of you have children, mute your speakers right now. You have 5 seconds. 4, 3. If children are listening, mute it. 2, 1. Okay, ready? Santa Claus isn't real, homie. Okay? I need to slap some of y'all. Some of y'all believe in TLT like Santa Claus. Let's be real. You think it's funny, but it's real. Do I have to say you literally treat TLT like Santa Claus? I don't know if it's because I'm short. You treat me like the elf who knows when Santa's coming or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, oh, Josh is tiny, and he hit the other 2 TLTs, so he knows Santa. You know? No, man. Okay? Stop treating it like it's Santa Claus. I had a similar talk a year ago. You know, we talked about long duration. Remember, duration. And long duration is the problem. But now here's what I'm here to tell you. Will there be a potential for a major TLT play? Yes, there will be. But I'm paying attention and I'm learning things. But the thing about it is that you have to realize it all depends on how the Fed goes about cutting. So TLT can get a boost if the Fed cuts. But if they only cut one time and it's small, there is a limit to how much TLT will go. Are you following? I don't know if you guys feel me. This is very important. Because ironically, the times that we hit TLT, we were already near zero. Or it was at 2.5, 3, and they cut to zero in a week, a day. And we were already positioned. You know what I'm saying? It went to zero. They cut the rates to zero. Zero. Even the 2018 one. It was still like, dude, they were cutting rates for the first time after X amount of time, and you were at like 1.5 or 2. So right now at literally 4.5%, 5%, you're double that, 100% higher. So whatever price you think TLT, and that's why it's like buying TLT calls, or depending on how out the money you go, if Powell disappoints in the size and velocity of the cut, my brother, it's not going to hit like the other times. So I'm not against the TLT play, but this is going to be what lands a lot of people in the grave. It depends how homie cuts the rates. And if he cuts it big and it goes to zero, game time. You know what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter is, look at this double speak trickery Fed that you have going on, bro. They're insane. Powell's insane. You know that? I love the guy, but he's batshit insane. Why? Because he is telling you every week they're going to cut rates for the last 6 months while the economy and everything. And yeah, it's good, but the messaging and the loosening of the conditions, and then everybody else coming on I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing the opposite, I'm doing the backwards. It's good and it's bad, but it's bad and we'll do something, but it's good. And I'm good and I'm confident, but I'm not confident until I know I'm confident. But my confidence knows that we'll be on the right path because I'm confident, but the data will let me know if I'm confident, but my confidence comes from another confident. Bro, this is worse than listening to people at church sometimes. Y'all get mad at me. I'm telling you, this is a crazy religion. I know it's worse than lawyers, and that's okay. I'm not frustrated by it, but I'm saying this so that you understand. Like, dude, a homeboy is not telling you his cards. I told you this is worse. This is the worst date you've ever been on, bro. And you are like, it's mixed signals. You got no idea, bro. But that's why I'm saying, like, TLT depends on the action. So keep it in mind, but that's not, you don't have, like, it all depends. And I'm not trying to talk like Powell here because I'm giving you the answer. What it depends on is how much they cut by, how often they cut by, how they guide, and how they discuss it, just like what we saw with Japan. And they didn't give guidance. So if Japan didn't give guidance, Powell might F us too. You see what I'm saying? So the only way you get monster TLT, we cut to zero. or we cut to 1. Are you with? And that's not going to happen unless the economy crashes. But if it does, you'll be prepared. But do you get what I'm saying? He said the same thing. The message has never changed. But it has in a weird way. Financial conditions, how they've responded. But you're right. It's not as if the speech is changing. But the problem is he promised you rate cuts 6 months ago. That's all. Powell promised the market. He didn't promise it, but he brought it up when he didn't have to at Christmas time. And that was 6 months ago now. And he didn't have to. And we could have lived without it. But at the same time, now, not 7 of them, 3 of them. And again, even the market's like, shit, we'll take 2 right now. Even the market, but that is what it is. And like, think about it. All the Fed speakers and the data and all of that and what it's led into. But you're right. It's not as if it's changed. And that's why I'm saying, yeah, it's nonsense. And but if you shouldn't really be frustrated by this, the point is, it truly is strategic ambiguity. I could get you a lesson on it. I'll get you a textbook if y'all want. That's what this is. I'm not here to be a nut job, and I'm not here to get mad and, blah, 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 and I wish I could. No. It's simple. What this is, by definition, is strategic ambiguity. It's a political strategy. It's a business strategy. It's literally strategic. Poker face, he does not want you to know his cards. And let alone how it's played out in this context with everybody else around the world. They're a leader, but he does not want you to know his cards. And that is something that we have to get. But that's why I'm telling you, you may see what's on the board and you see the flop. But, dude, we don't, until Powell shows us his cards, at least one of them, you cannot guarantee a TLT play. Do you see what I'm saying? And TLT is until you know the cards and until he puts it down, there's no way to tell. And any strike price, and it's hard. You don't know. It all depends on how he does it. Eventually, we could start forecasting, and maybe something can snitch on that, but you will still be speculating. And that way, we have to wait till we get that answer. Ta-da! They are supposed to be transparent, but not in that sense. You know what I'm saying? There's the balance sheet, quantitative tightening, and what they do, and then bank failures. But not necessarily, he doesn't have to tell you all of it, but they're trying to give you a different level of transparency. Their goal isn't let you front run. Exactly. And it's low key. I mean, as we get into this, you'll realize too, it's real deep, man. There's a lot of economics behind it in every other country that is going to be either following or leading ahead. But that's the thing. You're already watching people lead, and then that's what brings us back to our boy Gold. Ta-da! So, that being said, Chatadonia, any more questions? Great talk. I still have a lesson for you. So someone's going to have to tag this too when the video's over for the guys, because I'm going to throw this one in the playlist. But are you guys ready? Are you ready? We have a lesson today. And today, we're actually just going to be continuing. We're continuing. And like I said in the beginning, man, it's kind of nuts. Because, we're almost done with another chapter. So today, my brother, we are going to be talking about more evolutions of world trade and then discussing some of the challenges. But hopefully, and again, I'll be here live, so I think we could get into this a little bit more. That's the beauty of it. But here's the deal. I do hope you guys are realizing one of the points we said from last time. And one, notice how slow things have moved ever since the WTO and they've done any of these organizations. In the beginning, there was a lot of advancements. And that's the thing, man. We live in a modern world right now. And this is all my opinion. We've made a lot of changes. And there's a lot of financial changes. You probably don't like the algorithms and other things, but you do have to realize on a pure fundamental global economic scale, all of this is very infant. And seriously, think about it, man. We're talking the 40s to 70s. that is where you had your world trade disputes, or the WTO pushing these organizations and all of that. And then literally by the late 70s, it started going 30 years at a time. We've changed little things in the middle, and you've changed a little like how some things operate, but you have not changed the overall system. And that's what's crazy, because we were talking about this today. Elon brought something up, and this is what you have to realize. I mean, one of the big concepts here, resources are finite. And this is going to be funny, because you live in the world now. You're going to live through this, where literally guys like Elon Musk, they have theories that resources could be unlimited due to AI. So I don't know, but this is stuff, but I hope you guys are all putting all of this together. There is fundamental bases of logic that get us to why we believe certain things in these theories and these models. And then again, the execution mechanism of government organizations. And I know some of you guys don't like it, and you're like, oh, and like I said on the video yesterday, like, you got to realize it's like the WTO and this, I mean, like, propaganda, but it's like, bro, this is all we have. Like, do you guys realize that? So this current system, the WTO, these agreements, the things that have allowed a very liberal free trade, do you guys, like, this is all we have. So what is the alternative? But there is nothing that we have now. So unfortunately, whether you like it or not, and again, that's why I'm saying it doesn't, just because I understand it doesn't mean I like it, but that is where we are at right now. And again, the history cautions us to move and change from that. But then again, the future and the challenges, that is what gets us to start having to think about this. So there you go. Let's begin. The evolving World Trade Organization. New directions, new challenges. Although the trade system's core principles and procedures have been stable for almost 80 years, the past few years have brought substantial change. These changes will probably shape the evolution of the system over the next decade. Two such changes are most important in the emergence of developing countries as a powerful bloc within the organization, and the emergence of NGOs as a powerful force outside the organization. Together, these developments have complicated decision-making within the WTO and raise fundamental questions about the ability of the government to continue to achieve their goals through the system. The first substantial change in the WTO arises from the growing power of developing countries within the organization. WTO members have expanded drastically since 1985. More than 70 countries have joined, increasing total membership to 164 countries as of January 22nd, 2020 or January 2022. Still, more countries have applied for membership and are currently engaged in accession negotiations. Assuming all these negotiations are successfully completed, WTO membership will surpass 190 countries during the next few years. Even if all governments have similar interests, more members will make the decision-making harder. It is very difficult to gain consensus among 164 countries. Membership growth reflects the dramatic reorientation of emerging market countries towards international trade. For reasons we explore greater in detail of Chapter 7, governments in most developing countries were skeptical about the ability to foster development through trade. Consequently, most governments participated little in the GATT system, and to the extent that developing countries belong to the GATT, the industrialized countries, according to them, special treatment rather than demanding strict reciprocity. The GATT became, as a result, a rich country club in which negotiations focused on the areas of the United States, the EU, and Japan, and neglected liberalization in areas of interest to developing countries. Since the mid-1980s, emerging market countries have emphasized development through exports as a result and have placed substantially greater importance on the market access that participation that the WTO provides. So this is where I could stop it for a little bit, because I mean, it brings up a couple of things. I don't know if it talks about this moving forward, but this is one of the big political points. Do you guys realize this? And do you understand what it's saying? The bigger the World Trade Organization gets, the harder to make decisions. I'm explaining to you right now, right before we started, how it went from a couple of actions every couple of years to now 30-year, 15-year gaps between some of these negotiations. Why? It is harder to make a decision with a lot of people. This is a political concept. That's why it's a political social structure concept. Do you realize that? So if I put you in a room with 100 people and I told you all settle on who is going to be the next president, you pick Trump or Biden, but all of you need to agree. With 100 people in the room, will that be difficult or easy? But now, keep that in mind. What if I put you in a room with 3 people and I tell you Donald Trump or Biden? Figure it out. 100 people, you're going to have 10 of them. They're like, yeah, I'm a liberal. I don't know. No, I'm independent. And then you're going to have, yeah, you better vote for me. You better vote for me right now. The freedom of the nation. I don't know. Do you have a Harley? You better, half of them got Harley Davidsons. The other half got purple hair. The other 10 don't want nothing to do with it. 2 of them they can't even vote, but they, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's messed up, but like, hey, that's what it is. 100 people is hard. 3 people, all you need is 2 people to decide, and then you punch the other guy, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? You could get, even if without violence, I'm just joking around, but like, do you get what I'm saying? 3 people, way easier to come to a decision. Easier to compromise with 3 people, 5 people. But the higher the number, the harder to make a decision. So this is the answer to why it takes so long nowadays and as we're growing. But now here's the other funny part. You see what it was saying about the rich country clubs in the countries? It's sad because this is my opinion, but like, when I tell, I'm a liberal in economics, but at the same time, bro, when I do believe, like, dude, we do need a lot of fairness and equality in the world. And a lot of people are getting mad, and like the way we view America, you got to think about it. The way that like people talk smack on America today, low key, it's because of this era. I don't know if y'all understand. So this is the stuff that I learned, and I did learn this, and it's true. You got to realize at some point in the 80s, bro, we were just pillaging. You know what I'm saying? Like when it's all said and done, like they said, these developing countries were very skeptical about, why would we work with you on this? Because then we could be taken advantage of easier. And the times that they did work with it, they would get taken advantage of for their resources. Yeah, they would benefit off of it. And theory would tell you everybody benefits off of it. But there was definitely some awful instances. So do you see what happened? They were saying it was just a rich country club. In these earlier trade agreements, they were more dominant. Again, the hegemonies and like the things that the capitalism and crony capitalism that spreads throughout of it, that's where it comes from. So you do have to understand how we got here, but here's the deal. That doesn't exist nowadays. I don't know if y'all feel me. What do you mean resolve it? It doesn't matter right now. All these countries now are actually, there's a chance for a potential hegemony shift. And like is it perfect? No. Is it? But like you got to think about it now. You are starting to get a way better access and playing field for some of these other places. Is it perfect? No. Again, like we've talked about in the other chapters, there is control by certain groups, and that could have certain effects when it's all said and done, and then the enforcement mechanism. But this is it's like the dark side as well as like, you could kind of see some of the hope and what it's led into. Oh, don't even get me started on the BRICS. But that's just my opinion. So moving forward. Under the leadership of the 3 largest emerging economies, Brazil, China, and India, developing country members have constructed a powerful bloc within the WTO. The power has been evident in the past decade, developing countries stemming the first effort to launch the current round of negotiations in Seattle in 1999 because the proposed agenda dedicated too much attention to issues of interest in the United States and EU and insufficient attention to issues in developing countries believed important. The current round was launched once developing countries were satisfied that the agenda focused sufficient attention on the topics of importance to them, especially liberalization of agriculture and maintaining sufficient policy space to promote development. Since 2003, cooperation among developing countries within the WTO has been institutionalized in the Group of 20. Ta-da! So this is what I'm saying. The beauty about all these lessons, bro, I think you're going to get a little bit more background on just a lot of random shit you've heard over the years. Or, again, if you start watching the stream, G20 meeting, G7, again, what was it yesterday? Most favored nations, reserve currencies, you know what I'm saying? All of that stuff. You could get a little bit of background, but there you go. Again, G20 and the WTO, there's your connection. The emergence of developing countries as a powerful bloc in the WTO has transformed bargaining. In previous rounds, countries with similar economic structures exchanged roughly equivalent concessions. With developing countries on the sidelines, the United States, the EU, and Japan defined the negotiating agenda. As a result, governments liberalized industries in which they all enjoyed relative competitiveness, generally capital-intensive manufactured goods, and continued to protect industries in which they were uncompetitive. Labor-intensive industries and farming thus remain protected in most industrialized countries. In essence, the United States, EU, and Japan agreed to allow GM, Toyota, and Volkswagen to compete each other in all three markets. Reducing these barriers challenged national producers in each country by exposing them to global competition. But because all countries were roughly similar in structure, liberalization did not impose substantial adjustment costs. Current WTO bargaining brings together governments representing countries with very different economic structures. Industrialized countries that are competitive in high-tech products and services bargain with developing countries that are competitive in labor-intensive manufactured goods and standardized capital-intensive goods such as steel and agriculture. For negotiations to succeed, governments and groups must liberalize industries that will not survive full exposure to international competition. As a result, a broad agreement such as that, which would have been necessary to conclude the Doha round, would impose hefty adjustment costs in agriculture for many EU countries, Japan, and the United States, and other developing countries in services and manufactured goods for most developing countries. So, if you're not getting that, I mean, it sucks because maybe this could lead to a future question, but you got to think about it. It's pretty much saying, it's what? Strategic advantage and shipping and trading. If I could do this better and I have the tech and products and you got the labor, sadly, it is explaining the relationship that has existed between many countries depending on their size, influence, and economy, right? So this is my question for you. And think about it, because we did bring up the AI talk and limited resources. If this is saying this is how it's all built around and the bargaining, tell me this. Do you think AI will change this? Will AI change the strategic advantage that countries possess? Comparative advantage. How is this going to operate in the long run then? Do you think this will ever change? That's my question to you. Do you think this will change in our life? Will it be where, again, the countries who can make the tech, and then there's going to be, do you think that there will be places where the labor balance out? And then if that's the case, will they start competing just like, again, the Volkswagens and GMs when you allow them in, again, like I was saying, similar economies? Do you think we will get to the point where economies can balance out globally, small ones to the big ones, and then we could do this? Or that this will change? So I'm not going to give you an answer or opinion, but I think that's a question you should think about, because this is something that is the basis of a lot of trades and trade in general. So you got to think about that. So changes inside the organization are compounded by changes outside. Of particular importance here is the growing number of non-governmental organizations, NGOs, striving to influence the organization. Few interest groups other than businesses paid much attention to the GATT when negotiations focused solely on tariffs. Since the late 1990s, however, hundreds of groups have mobilized in opposition to what they view as the unwelcome constraints imposed by new WTO rules. In many instances, NGOs worry about how WTO rules affect the ability of governments to safeguard consumer and environmental interests. WTO rules do not prevent governments from protecting consumers from unsafe foods or protecting the environment from clear hazards. For example, when cattle stricken by mad cow was discovered in the U.S., nothing in the WTO prohibited other governments from banning the import of American beef. Similarly, when U.S. inspectors found toxic chemicals in toothpaste manufactured in China, WTO rules did not prohibit the United States from banning imports of the afflicted product. Problems arise when governments use health or environmental concerns as an excuse to shelter domestic producers from foreign. Did he just say that? Problems arise when governments use health or environmental concerns as an excuse to shelter domestic producers from foreign competition. So, the point is, bro, this shit ain't new. Whoa. Again, all in the realm of political economic theory, my brother. Such practices can become common in a world in which governments cannot use tariffs to protect industry. Suppose the United States wants to protect American avocado growers from competition from cheaper Mexican avocados, and so assert that Mexican avocados contain pests that harm American plants, even though they don't, and on this basis ban Mexican avocados from the American market. This is disguised protectionism, an effort to protect a local producer against foreign competition, hidden as an attempt to protect plant health in the United States. So Chad, isn't it wild? It sucks because, now I don't even know. I want to give you questions, but I don't know if I can. But at the end of the day, though, what is the concept here? Disguised protectionism. Listen, it's a modern world. Back in the day, you didn't have agreements. You could have, again, this is textbook, dog. But you got to really think about it. Modern world, modern challenges. That's what we're talking about here. But back then, even if you were more protectionist, back in the day, nationalism was not viewed as negatively. Again, we discussed this. Nationalism has a negative connotation depending on the extent to which it goes nowadays, right? So you got to really keep this in mind here where you have new things happening. So countries aren't going around and again, call it tinfoil or what you want. But this is shit I've learned. This is not this is on the educational. I brought up academia to you guys several times, but this is what it is. You should be able to assert disguised protectionism, but it would be naive to assume that this isn't happening. But literally, again, certain health things and environmental, yes, there is real concerns. It's not to say everything is that, but at the end of the day, you have watched countries behave in odd ways, and sometimes this is how we explain, again, strategic ambiguity, disguised protectionism. Welcome, my friends. So, WTO agreements, such as the Agreement on Sanitary and Phytosanitary Standards, attempt to strike a balance between allowing governments to protect against legitimate health risks and preventing governments from using such regulations to protect domestic producers. This is a difficult balance to strike. It is not easy to determine the real motives behind a government's decision to ban imports of a particular product. Did the EU ban the import of homeworn treated beef because of sincere concern about potential health, or to protect European beef producers from American competition? As a consequence, WTO rules require governments to accept current scientific conclusions about the risks to humans, animals, and plants that such products pose. Governments cannot ban imports of a product on health or safety grounds unless a preponderance of scientific evidence indicates that the product is in fact harmful. Such rules extend deeply into an aspect of national authority, the ability to determine what risks society should be exposed to and protected from. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to, because again, I told you, this is why I've always respected this author, because he gives every side has been explained. So at some points, we've already had these talks, at least every now and then, but bro, it's everything. Again, do you want to understand or not? And that's what this is. In this game, you don't pick sides. You know what I'm saying? You can't. But you have to understand what's going on. And that's where it's saying there's a lot you could unpack there. I would love to do it for you, but yeah, you never know, man. You never know. This book is International Political Economy by Thomas Oatley. Again, it's taught in Stanford, Cornell, and I've always told you guys, I said this in the other video, I give my opinion, and when I stop reading, it's all my opinion. And this is it's funny because you hear people and they're at these colleges and it turns our kids into this, but It's very simple, dude. It's how it's taught. And that's why I'm saying I don't want you to pick any direction. You're a fool if you do. Do you get what I'm saying? It's foolish. You need to understand it. That's all that the goal should be. You should be an objective, neutral third party. Why? Because there's too much history to fucking unpack, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? You have to be open-minded. You really do. You really, really do. But like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, and this is where, you get friction nowadays. But like I'm saying, this book is taught at schools where you will see people's reaction. Again, we went over. Again, we gave the criticism of capitalism. We've understood that Marxism, the liberalism. You know what I'm saying? You should be able to criticize, and you should be able to do all that. But do you get what I'm saying? Like what it is telling you, and like I'm saying, and like people are reading this. This is taught in a lot of places. You know what I'm saying? But what you walk away from is going to be how you're influenced by it. And like I'm saying, don't let me influence you. I know what is my opinion. Opinion is not the history, and it is not the fact of what occurred. I have my thoughts. Great. You're used to that, right? But I'm not God. You're not God. Nobody is. Mercantilism. Yeah, shout out to mercantilism, Barbie. The OGs. 1800. But you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's where this is important, but you're seeing this. So don't be a nut job and go crazy. But at the same time, you need to understand this, and you can't be so naive. And people don't just say this for no reason. Let me tell you that one more time. This is my opinion, but I do think this will help you think. And what I'm telling you is that when you see something and it does, you're like, oh, that's great. Why is it being said? Where did this come from? It's usually because it happened before. You know, when I'm telling you today, when I'm like, oh, the market's going to dump right at open. And what did I tell you? Oh, because it's happened before. You know, it's like, oh, this has happened. This specifically, even, this doesn't come from nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So moving forward. Such supplies, so yeah, they have to make. So again, you can't. The WTO requires. To recap, the only way you could do it without getting clapped under the trade is if there's an official exemption. Anyway, civil society groups argue that the balance struck by current WTO rules is too favorable to businesses and insufficiently protective of consumer and environmental interests. Moreover, they argue that the bias towards producer interest is a consequence of the nature of the WTO decision-making, a process in which producer interests are heavily represented and consumer interests are almost entirely excluded. The mobilization of NGOs and WTOs has thus sought to bring greater attention to consumer interests in order to redress this perceived imbalance. This growing power of developing countries within the WTO and greater pressure by NGOs on the outside of organization have combined to generate questions about whether WTO can remain relevant under its current decision-making. One dimension concerns effectiveness. Can 164 governments at different stages of economic development reach agreements that provide meaningful trade liberalization? The failure to reach a broad-based assessment in the Doha round highlights the limited effectiveness and consensus-based bargaining among so many states. A second dimension concerns legitimacy. Should rules that constrain national regulations be negotiated with the full participation of civil society? So I'm stuttering because I got ahead of it. I want the NGOs, huge effect. And that non-governmental agencies and organizations, and literally these guys are responsible for a lot. But that is something too, both the pillaging and helping of places throughout our history. NGOs are a double-edged sword. That's my opinion. That is my opinion. But again, people have, socially, people have made them their enemies. They have made them their friends, depending on if you ask the home countries that have been helped or hurt by these NGOs, it's there. But this is where we get into crony capitalism. So I'll just tell you what an NGO, it's simple what you got to realize with an NGO. It's what you guys think when you're like, oh, this big company is bullying to get their way, or this company, they're working hand in hand, but they're able to get their business interests, and they're both helping countries, and they're both spreading their influence like Genghis Khan, but at the same time, they're also a private organization. They're not a government, but borderline, they could either be a business or like a nonprofit even, but they're, they operate and they do business, and that's what they're trying to go. So that's the crazy, but they're huge effects though. So that's why I wanted to make sure we're going to come back to it too, but that is something that is going to come up throughout all of our texts. And when we go international political economy, NGOs are important, and both good and bad. You'll see. So both dimensions matter, but they point to contradictory conclusions. Concerns about the effectiveness of WTO negotiations highlight the need for reform that limits the number of governments actively participating in negotiations. One such proposal advocates the creation of steering committee, a WTO equivalent of the UN Security Council with authority to develop consensus on trade issues. Such reform would make it easier to reach agreements, but only by making negotiations less inclusive. Concerns about legitimacy highlight the need to reform that opens the WTO process to NGOs. Opening the WTO in this manner, NGOs argue, would ensure that their business interests are balanced against other social concerns. Although such reforms might make WTO decision-making more inclusive, they would also make it even more difficult to reach an agreement within the organization. So literally, it's even harder to do this. Imagine with all of what we've talked about. You know what I'm saying? Like all of this stuff going over, yeah, they're growing. It's taking them 30 years to make a decision. And now you got these NGOs like, we're not included. You know what I'm saying? We're not. You have to include us. You have to include. Can you please include us? And now they're saying, yeah, well, maybe that happens, but it would actually make this even more difficult. And then now you just added, imagine 168, 190 people. Add the S&P 500, and then however many top nonprofits, throw in a Soros organization, you know what I'm saying? But dissatisfaction with the current decision-making procedures has yet to produce a consensus about whether and how to change current procedures. The most important consequence of the impasse that prevented major gains in the Doha round, therefore, has been that governments have found the WTO increasingly less useful as a forum in which to pursue their trade objectives, and they have reached this conclusion. They have begun to seek alternatives that can be more effective. Wow. Chatadonia. So that is it, but I don't know. I think this lesson, I think you guys like this one. I think all of them too, man. These have been great, but it is going to, again, I'd like, hopefully you realize how we're setting the foundation already. And even without me extrapolating upon it, the whole idea is like, we go into the challenges and what's going on, and then you relate it in history. But this is why I'm telling you guys, like the other day when we started going over these, and this is what I really hope y'all get. And like, you got to really think about it. When I started to tell, I was like, man, like we argue, and you know what I'm saying? People be like coming at you left and right, blah, 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 blah. But like, think about it, man. Like, what type of arguments are we engaging in? Oh, y'all don't feel me, man. Do y'all feel? I don't think y'all feel me. Y'all don't feel me, man. Think of like what? We were arguing about liberal and this and that. Like, people don't even know what liberal is. Yes, it says something in today's culture. But no, like, dude, you know what I'm saying? The WTO and health things and all of, like, there's so many things and understanding. And that's why I'm saying, though, like, don't argue with people. And, like, I don't know, like, sometimes y'all are getting into arguments with people when I'm like, dude, they ain't even argue. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're not arguing. We're not even trying to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of crazy. It's like when you really, really think about it. But like, you have to also, I want you to think about the reverse side, because this is how some dumb shit has been promoted. Oh, y'all don't feel me. Because that's what happens. There's people in this world who understood this stuff, and then they took it and they took their info. You know what I'm saying? And then they would look down upon people. And they would treat people, again, like, oh, you don't understand, and then this is what happened, and this, and then it got morphed, and before you know it, it's like, that's where it is. So that's why I tell you, you should be peaceful. You shouldn't argue with people, but knowledge is power. Do you get what I'm saying? And like, this is way nobody can look down upon you. Nobody could tell you that, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all feel me, man. Because it's just like, this is the same thing that I have seen people, when they get education, they get arrogant and they get pompous and they use that to beat people down and then project their opinion. And that's why hopefully you know when it's my opinion, just like right now I'm speaking my opinion. But like I'm telling, I hope some of you gain this knowledge and this information so you understand. And hopefully that makes you wiser in your discussions and treatment of others, but also too, you could defend yourself, but at the same time, you don't use this to bring, you know what I'm saying? Don't make the same mistake others have made. Yes, there is an ego. And as people have gained knowledge and they've learned more and other people didn't understand stuff, we trusted the ego. We trusted the people who read a couple of shits. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time now, I do hope that you can level the playing field and understand. You know what I'm saying? And actually be equipped to really know what's going on. And at the same time now, it goes deeper than all of that, man. So, Chatadonia, I hope this is valuable. I hope this is worth something. I know it's been a lot of fun, but I think that might be it, man. Use it to educate, yeah. And even then, I mean, sometimes there's nothing to even argue about. Sometimes you don't need to like, that's what I'm saying. That's why I was like, it's funny because I'm like, man, we could argue about such a surface level thing, and like, there's a lot of people not aware of how we got here, what's developed, the theories, again, the history behind it. And that's why I'm like, man, why even argue? You want to argue with somebody who is telling you, like, oh, the sky is purple, pink. I don't even then, that's not even a good example because it's even, like, wilder. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, but that's, so I think you get it. But even then, though, I think as you understand, the more you understand, the less offended you should get. You see what I'm saying? And it shouldn't offend you when someone's telling you something about something, and you could respect their opinion, but you should know. And at the same time, you know, everything, unfortunately, you know, until we can't read books, your history is the facts, and you have things that have explained and how we've got here. So understanding that, I think, is going to help you navigate both the economic world and then a highly fractured political environment. So that being said, I don't know if I'm going to trade anything, but I think that's it, because let me see. MNQ's up. It don't look good for now. I don't know. I kind of wanted to take off yesterday, but I think I'll be good. I could take a 4-day weekend, but I'm good with the 3-day. I kind of want to play 2K, maybe, but we'll see. But Chatadonia, any final questions? Fact checkers told you. Well, that's the thing, though. And you won't know if a fact check, unless you know. You have to know. Don't rely on anybody to do it. The moment you're lazy about it, oh, they're gonna pillage you, my brother. Everybody in here, you have to. You see what I'm saying? Don't rely on anybody. I get it, and I'm not saying that like you can't trust anybody, but I say that in the sense it is your responsibility, and that's how you'll know, and you'll notice. You come with the info, mother effers go back in their hole. You know what I'm saying? But you have to be equipped. You know, the Bible even tell you that. It says, when people ask you about your faith, when they ask you about why you should be prepared to tell them. Not only be a witness in all of it, but you should be able to. And that's what I want for all of you. That's why I say I don't care what you believe. If anything, I champion all of you to not believe anything. I want you to believe in God, but above all, I don't even care if you do or not, but like, you need to be in the middle, and I don't care what conclusion you came to, but as long as you did it in a sound logic and you did it using with, you know, and differentiating between fact and opinion and actually hearing it, you know, so it's amazing, but that is your responsibility. And if you don't care about it or take it, then again, it can and will be used against you in the court of social media. So that being said, is a very good one, Chad. I love you all. I appreciate you. 1 hour and 10 in the books, baby. I'm down with it. I'm down with it, baby. Yeah, I want to play. I got to go. See, I've had a long day today, bro. Today was that's why I didn't even get to go live on Instagram, bro. I've had a long ass day, man. I'm like even sweating. You know what I'm saying? I still got to shower. I do want to play a 2K game though, but like, man, I might get on later if I have some time. That's it, bro. I didn't even see my girl all day. Now, you know, I saw my Chad. I saw Chad. I seen you guys twice before. I was supposed to see her too, man. I was like, skirp, skirp. Oh, I chill, man, every day. This is fun, though. I mean, this is chilling, bro. You have no idea, man. I love it, bro. You guys are awesome. We have fun every day. Like, you know, F a hater. Like, they're hoes, bro. And I said it, you know, I love everybody. I really do. But like I said, man, I want to be around certain people. If you don't want to be around me, I don't want to be around you. I ain't going to act like it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nothing about it. But, and I don't know, man. I tell people how it is. So I hope you know I do appreciate y'all. And it is good, though. It's like, this is fun for me, man. And even more is like, y'all been liking this. And you know what I'm saying? Y'all been really learning. And like I'm saying, bro, it's nothing will be more fulfilling to be surrounded by a army of well-respected, intelligent men and women who think for themselves, not thinking what I told them. You know what I'm saying? That you could check each other, but you could check each other with real information, and it's okay. And then that's exciting, dude. So believe me, this is truly an honor, and I'm glad that y'all are homies. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like that's it. We vibing on it. Let's go. Let's open up the floodgates, bro. And we could do it, but at the same time, you know, it's not going to be for everyone. So that's why I'm like, it's an honor to have our group, bro. It's and then again, if people just as motivated as I am, let's go, baby. So yeah, man, I keep ranting, but that's chill for me. That's what I'm saying, bro. I say I will pray. I'll read my books. I'll relax. Maybe I'll go get a massage or something. I'll play my 2K, bro. But like, you know, God is good, bro, and it's a blessing. And the communion that we have, and hopefully it's productivity, and y'all gonna be leaders too. So let's go, baby. All right, man. So that's it. Don't let me I could keep going, bro. You know what I'm saying? I could do a symphony if y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Let's see. Where's it? That's YouTube account. Let me see. Let's see where everything's at. 5. I was down the same amount on the gold here. I don't know. Why does it say it's down like that? It says 700, so that means it was up, but 500, then the only down 200. I don't know. Would you guys want to make a trade before I go and see where it wakes up in the morning? I don't want to leave. You leave. And you leave. And you leave. Come on. I don't know. Otherwise, keep that ZQ play in mind. We'll see. I don't know. I don't think there's anything good. And it looks so deathly slow. Oh, this one looks a little. You want to play some Hong Kong, bro? Even then, that looks weird with the. I don't know, man. You say bye. I'm not doing, dude, like nothing. It's because, again, tomorrow's like the day before. I'm telling you, even I didn't realize it, but like we should do it. Honestly, bro. Like, low key, you should take a day off. Especially when these fucking rich mother effers, pieces of, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, Met would be the best one. You're right. But like, dude, for real, because if it's slow and it's not like, it's just there's gonna set you a lot of traps, bro. Trust me. Again, that's why I was so grateful of taking that Christmas break, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could chill, bro. You could chill. Oh, I sold out of it. What price did I get out? 38.35 and then 38.60. So I sold a little higher than here. That's crazy though, bro. It dropped back to 3,500. That would be the one to trade overnight though. This has more movement, but I'm surprised. I still think it would have been sell the news, but you know, oof. You took a break? Yeah, last year, bro. End of last year, I left the week ahead of Christmas or out, like, right? And I just took, because it was going to be slow, and then that's it. And I got like 2 weeks off, bro. It was beautiful. I went to like 5 different places. I got to hang out with my fam, like, and we didn't miss out on anything. I think I even hit plays. That's it. I just would look. I'll check it when I wake up. I'll check any old plays, bro. We had biotechs hitting and all that. I'll just sell out of them. That's it. Just made money, and then that's it. And then I went snowboarding, and then I got hurt because I'm old, bro. I told you that, bro. That hurt my booty. I went, bro, and I snowboarded, bro. It was awful, bro. It was awful, man. So yeah. So other than that, I don't know. But I don't know. I wanted to go somewhere tomorrow. I looked though. Me and my girl found a place to go, but like we don't have to go tomorrow. That's why we're like, all right, we'll see. I don't need 4 days. I like a week though, like 2 weeks. I'm gonna do it on Christmas again. Your sister fractured her leg. Oh no, yeah, it's awful, bro. I used to know how to snowboard though. Like I still know how to do it, and like my girl took me down like a slope that I shouldn't have gone down, but nah, man, it was wild. It was wild. I kind of want another gold, man. But even then, gold has more movement than Ethereum. But this is like dead. I really thought it was gonna be a more exciting session. No, I can't skateboard for shit. I did for a little bit when I was younger, because I wanted to be like a skateboard kid, because I was dope in the like early 2000s or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Tulum. I didn't think we should go to Tulum. Low key. Or I want somewhere near Tulum, because Tulum's like overrated nowadays. Like it's expensive, bro. San Clemente. Oh shit, bro. You were probably in like a movie with like Justin Timberlake. You know what I'm saying? Like skating in San Clemente in the early days. That's like, yeah, bro. That was the scene. I loved it. I love the skateboard scene, but like I just never. I tried to fit in, but I couldn't, man. I couldn't, man. It reads fat. Did you? I told this to my girlfriend. She tripped out, but like I guess I was kind of trippy, but I don't think she believed. She asked my mom, and my mom told her, but. I'm on Gary, bro. I'm not that rich, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I even told my girlfriend, because my girlfriend showed me I'm on Gary, bro. And I told her, I just said, baby, like, I'm Lamborghini poor. Like, you know what I'm saying? I could afford, like, some nice cars. You know, but like, I ain't spending $5,000 a night at a hotel in Utah. Fuck out of here. You know, I can't. I told her, I said, listen, if that's what. I just said I'm poor. Like I can't. That is a different type of poor. But like, and you know, some of you may think that's insensitive. I think it's funny in a weird level of honesty. But I was like, nah, you crazy. I said I can't. I'm like, I can't. There's no way. Like even there's certain things I bought in my life that I was like, damn, like, you know, but that's where I turn into my mom, and I'm like, haram. What do you mean, haram, habibi? What do you that much? Haram, habibi, haram. That's it. I'm not humble. That's just the level of stupid. I can't do it. I could do different stupidity. You know what I'm saying? But like $5,000 for a night to stay in Utah, I ain't even Mormon, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like nah, dude. Dude, I got a great long term and shit, but like nah, that's insane. Yeah, they pushed the Amon gear. It's because of the Kardashians. It's a cool place, and like I know I've been invited by people, and like they were, but I was like, "Are you gonna give it to me for free?" And they said no. I said, "Well, no." And like it's cool, bro, but it's not like that's it. I know. I haven't. There's a ghetto. I call it ghetto Amon Giri, but I'm never telling anybody what it is. I found it already. I stayed there. It's a tenth of the price, and it's in a way better location. And it's this, they hook you up. They take care of you. They'll, anywhere you want to go, they'll pick you up. They got private everything. You get 2 massages a day. Like, oh, dude, you have no idea. So there's some good places like that. And I think they're dope. Like, I don't know, like if you like a wellness center, bro. And like, there's some affordable ones. And if you could find one, bro, that's if you ever want to treat yourself. You should. I like those. Those are good, bro. Those are good. But Amon Giri is insane. But yeah, what was I gonna tell you? Oh yeah, about reading. So my girl. I don't know if you guys will probably call Cap, but You ask my mom. I was reading at 18 months, apparently. So I was talking very early. You could probably tell because I don't even shut up to this day. But yeah, I was reading at like 18 months. So I love reading. I don't know. I've always effed with reading, like heavy. Oh yeah, because my girl showed me the conscious baby thing. That's like a new trend going around with like conscious baby. And they're like, he was like, he's 18 months, can talk and do this. I was like, dude, I was saying hallelujah and like I was reading like fucking Curious George and shit. As like yeah, that was just my shit, man. Mm-hmm. You spoke at 36? No way. Isn't that a long time? Two of my children taught them. No way. Feed it, bro. They're geniuses, probably. Give them some shit, bro. Get them on computers and all that. You were speaking Spanish? Oh, that's crazy. I knew more Arabic when I was younger, and then my brothers and sisters apparently they were fluent in Arabic. So like my whole family was fobs, dude. Like apparently like my brother and my sisters, they were like fully like would speak Arabic and there's videos. And like like they sounded straight out of a video. Like I was like, "Damn, bro, that's crazy." But then we lost it. We all got Americanized. Mhm. Yeah, I did. I was the youngest, so I picked up a lot from my sisters. You got kicked out of high school and was placed in ESL, and you couldn't speak English, but you were born in Cali. Yeah, but still, it's how you like. I mean, you learned language from your parents, so I mean, that's like it's funny because like I know a lot of words and stuff, but like, dude, listening to my dad has effed me up. Close the lights. I still say close the lights no matter what. I know better, but like instinctually, it is close the lights. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just like all the phrases and mispronunciations. You have no idea, bro. You have is close the lights, Habibi. Close them. And I didn't. It wasn't. It wasn't. It was all. And it's always the. That's why I always call you guys white people. I know not all of you are, but like it was always my because again I only had a few white friends when we moved into the white area, and we're like, wow, what the fuck? And then nobody else said anything about it except for that. Well, why do you say close the lights? I'm like, what the fuck you mean? Why do I say that? That's how you tell somebody to close the lights. What do you? Okay, what do you? The lights get opened and then you close them. What? I don't get it. And then that really like that apparently wasn't how you do it, man. It's crazy. So I don't know. I still say it. I say a lot of things. Yeah, depress the light switch. No, man. Depression doesn't exist in our culture. They beat it out of you. That's a funny joke. That's a joke though. It's not like yeah, but you know if you know. You think depress? Do you think they know those words? You think my dad knew it? Depress? What the fuck you mean, bro? This is insane. Give me the light. Smoothie, best board. Where is my best board? The best board. Strawberry smoothie. Smoothie. I love a smoothie. Do you like smoothie? That's how you say smoothie. Smoothie. Yeah, man. We say hit the light. That's fine. People won't. Dude, like some people frown heavily upon close the lights. Like it was a big contentious issue. Yeah, so that's it. That's it, man. All right, man. Is ES still going? I said I don't want to leave. I didn't leave. I just stayed and chilled with you guys for like 10 more. I think it's time. I was hoping a play would say. I don't know. It kind of looks good. I might do it. Hold on, one more try. Just please hold. I'm just thinking. All right, here's the deal. I'll turn it off, but if by the time I go to bed, if that shit hit like 23:14, I might buy one. So we'll see, man. All right, man. I think that's it. I think that's it, man. I think that's it, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you get good night rest. I will see you tomorrow. Some of y'all take a break if you need it, baby. We'll have a great, beautiful day. I love you all. God bless you. And that is all. And finger to the sky, baby. Let's go. Get wiser, my friend. And be peaceful. Sleep good today, man, okay? The Lord is with you. Wait on the Lord, man. You know that too? And I know you know it, man. I've been screaming it. You know that, man. God is with you, bro. Okay? You got to let him in, though, dog. That's it. Don't be afraid of it. I got a good philo, actually, so I have to be there tomorrow. I ain't even, bro, for real, though. And that's it. 2K, Stock Market Live. Stock Market Live. All right, I got to go, though. I love you guys. Finger to the sky, baby. I'll see you in the AM. And peace. Out. No. Amen. Amen.